outperform you? Oh, dude.
Play here. Power of Evil. Perkz actually turning on Power of Evil in the mid lane. He's going to flash away, but the Ignite will take him down for the first blood. Over to Perkz.
Well, I am really happy with how my first split is going. I didn't expect myself personally to play that good.
Definitely not fight back.
We'll be able to probably jump back. He's going for Sven. Yeah, turns and he keeps on. Whoa!
Taking that vacation would be maybe better for us. I don't think we will gain much from scrimming challenger teams anyways.
G2 taking a vacation before one of the biggest tournaments of the year. It makes no sense. I think it's a joke.
Next one, he's turning it back around. Defensive flash from Uzi. Teleport's coming down. Not just to find out. Perkz booms up RNG.
I like to think that by the end of the year that people will call Faker baby Perkz.
This is what peak League of Legends looks like, and it comes from Europe.
They refused to believe that a mid laner went to bot lane and started smacking them left and right.
They've done it! They're gonna G2! Caught! Can he get it done? He can't, the Vladimir!
G2 esports 3-0 will win MSI 2019.
Where were you when the West rose up to conquer champions?
Like, you guys can't even imagine how this feels. Like, I just want to be a human again.
Luka Perkz was born in Zagreb, Croatia on September 30th, 1998. And while he developed a passion for esports, the country wasn't exactly a hotbed for competitive gaming.
I always knew, like, let's say back inside of my head, I knew that I wanted to do it and I wanted to be pro. But in Croatia, it's like so, like, not meta, or like no one has done it before. So it's like it never actually like crossed my mind seriously, right? It was more like a kind of dream, you know.
But despite balancing a full schedule into his teens with wrestling, music lessons, school, and of course League of Legends, Perkz managed to catch the eye of teams at the professional level. After playing with smaller European teams, Perkz eventually landed on Gamers 2, and after 2 stints with that team, he helped them qualify for the 2016 spring split of the EULCS. And though fans watching that series might not have known it, Perkz was about to usher in a new era for Europe.
Gamers 2! They lose 2 in a row and they demolish SK Gaming. Welcome to the League of Legends Championship Series. Gamers 2, we will see you in 2016.
The roster G2 assembled for 2016 kept Perkz and Hybrid from the squad that earned them the spot, while Kikis moved to the top lane. Joining the roster were Korean talents Trick and Emperor, and though the team clearly had some potential, they were by no means favorites heading into the season.
I mean, Fermin is really outperforming Nuke, but he cannot do that versus me.
Is it April Fool still, or what? What happened? Fermin cannot outperform you? Oh, dude.
But once they hit the rift, opinions changed. Fast.
You can explode him, but if you miss that tornado, then it'll be very hard for G2 to play here. Power of Evil. Perkz actually turning on Power of Evil in the mid lane. He's going to flash away, but the Ignite will take him down for the first blood. Over to Perkz.
Finally fall to Chachi. He was just taking time though at that point, and it allows G2 to take bot tower, now get an engaged mid, and they get the kill.
Respect in the bottom lane from Reckless and Noxiac in the 2v2. Theoretically, they should win. Kikis is trying to get in range. The flash forwards, and the package comes across and knocks them both into Reckless. Oh, they both go down.
I didn't expect the team to be as good as we are right now. I did have hopes for a playoff spot, but right now I think we're even contesting for more than just a playoff spot and looking into a top 4 position. So I'm extremely happy with how our expectations were met and even already exceeded.
The team went 15-3 in the spring split, finishing it out with a 7-game win streak.
Well, I am really happy with how my first split is going. I didn't expect myself personally to play that good. I thought I would like maybe choke on stage or something, I don't know.
While he might have been a little unsung before the tournament, Perkz won both Rookie of the Split and was voted into the first All-Pro team.
Definitely not fight back.
We'll be able to probably jump back. He's going for Sven. Yeah, turns and he keeps on.
Whoa! Holy moly!
This time!
And he just gets away.
G2 went from a perennial challenger team to the top of the EULCS. The future had never looked brighter for Perkz and for Europe. But the first real challenge at the highest level was yet to come. The team's finish had earned them a spot representing Europe at MSI. But rather than grind even harder to ensure a solid performance, G2 gave the players some time off.
We decided that Koreans wanted to go home, so taking that vacation would be maybe better for us. But I don't think we would gain much from scrimming challenger teams anyways. So yeah, we scrimmed only these 2 days in Shanghai.
The move led to intense criticism after the team's initial games went pretty poorly.
And there is no one left to stop this team. RNG, Royal never give up. Take the Nexus turrets, take the game, and look so damn strong here in MSI Shanghai.
And they have yet another win where the game is actually pretty close the whole time.
The team issued a statement about the vacation, but it quickly achieved meme status. G2 went 2-9, winning only their games against the Turkish wildcard Supermassive Esports, and European fans were less than thrilled.
We can start off with G2, of course. G2 taking a vacation before one of the biggest tournaments of the year. Really, it makes no sense. I think it's a joke.
Emperor later confirmed there had also been some issues in the team before the tournament. But whether it was that or the vacation, Europe needed more from one of the most dominant teams it had seen in some time.
So it's definitely not the same team, but we've sat there for 4 days now, 5 days. They didn't show up. Massive disappointment, honestly, overall for Europe as a region.
It has been.
And now they can go back and focus on the summer split of the EULCS.
G2 wasted no time in changing Perkz' teammates. In a video poking fun at the G2 vacation meme, the team announced the huge additions of Origin's bot lane, Sven and Mythy. Shortly after that announcement, G2 revealed that Expect would become the team's starting top laner. With new firepower in the bot lane, Perkz took something of a backseat from his previous role as the team's main carry. But Perkz was already showing that he was adaptable, a virtue that would later pay dividends. And the new look for G2 was enough to give them their second domestic title.
I don't know if he can make the penta, but I feel like they're going to fountain dive. I believe G2 are going to go for this one. It is for the Summer Split Finals. It is for the penta kill. It is for Perkz. He gets it. And it's Welcome to the G2 era. They are your Summer Split champions.
And as the team developed a reputation as Europe's bad boys, Perkz was also becoming a fan favorite.
Well, there was a kid in the ground that had a sign, "Perkz, please give me your shirt." And there were some people screaming, so I had social pressure to give him my shirt. Hopefully I can find my second shirt so I can wear something in finals. If I don't find it, then it's really unlucky.
Their trip to Worlds sealed, it was time to see whether the team could make up for their disastrous MSI. And unfortunately for European fans, they couldn't. G2 exited the group stage with a 1-5 record. In a year where H2K's semi-final run made the region proud, G2 was, once again, a huge disappointment.
Well, honestly, I just want to say sorry to all fans that believed in us and that supported us, and that we showed up so poorly every game besides the last one. And I don't know what exactly happened, but I think this is just make us stronger for the longer run. And one tournament, it just sucks, but...
The narrative was set. For whatever reason, G2 just couldn't perform at international tournaments, and Perkz was forced to shoulder his share of the blame.
I was just like really bad mindset, right? Just a kid, you know? And then failure into like telling myself that I'm never gonna fail again. And then it comes like the point where you like start working hard and on yourself.
Unlike 2016, G2 made no changes to their starting roster for the 2017 season. Despite their rough Worlds performance, they'd been good enough to dominate domestically. The new two-group format saw G2 go 12-1 in the spring split, topping their group. But the mid lane in Europe is always a place where anything can happen. And in spring, a rival to Perkz emerged.
Annoying, and Caps didn't get to push out and get that super
Scatter the weak, gets the stun, Caps flashes forward, turns it onto Perkz, first blood to Baby Faker!
But still, it was another domestic title for G2, and for Perkz, it was relief more than excitement, because winning domestically had become expected. It was international success they had to achieve. MSI was Perkz' chance at redemption, both in the eyes of his fans and across Europe.
He said I should ask you if you're better than Faker. So what are your thoughts on this subject?
I like to think that by the end of the year that people will call Faker Baby Perkz.
Okay,
So,
there we go. There we go.
And at that tournament, Perkz got to really draw first blood internationally. A huge 3-1 victory over China's WE was the success that he needed.
They are going for the end!
G2 Esports are onto the Nexus turret. They were looking to prove to the world, to prove to Europe, this is where they belong. G2 Esports take down WE, and G2 are redeemed!
And while they fell to SK Telecom T1 in the finals, they managed to take a game. And after picking up another win that summer, G2 hoped to finally make something happen at Worlds. But Europe would have to keep waiting for G2.
This is game rib. 27.5 minutes in, Samsung Galaxy will lock down their first win as they start group stages.
What they can do in cleaning up their week with a 3-0 performance. This is a Royal Never Give Up unlike no other.
Nice time, Sven continues to run. He's down, he's dead, they're done. G2 Esports get wiped, get aced, and the hourglass buys a few seconds longer. The only man surviving is Expect, and Samsung make quarterfinals.
And with their chance of advancing completely gone, the team picked Yasuo for Perkz.
These are Yasuo?
yeah, just pick me Yasuo.
As the crowd rose to salute a player who, even in defeat, had inspired fans across the world.
Let's go?
Yeah, I think it's good. Just
Okay, so guys, last game together. Let's try to have fun, okay?
Let's go.
Difficult to pull this one around. G2 have stopped Fenerbahce in their tracks and will take the Nexus.
They lost all the inhibs, they lost Barons, everything. They were defending for such a long time and they kept winning fights. And now in the end, they get the Nexus.
The Yasuo pick from Perkz, he said it would happen. They lock it in here at the group stage of Worlds. And with just a few more attacks, they take the game 52-17. G2 Esports over 1907 Fenerbahce.
With the Nexus exposed and everything with their backs against the wall, against the back of the
That was the last time this version of G2 would play together. Perkz was the only returning player in 2018, and this new roster would rely on him both in-game and out more than ever before. Joining him were Wunder, Jankos, Hjarnan, and Wadid. But while the roster looked strong on paper and Perkz statistically had a strong split, they were unable to defeat the #1 team, Fnatic. It was Fnatic that took home the domestic championship and Caps who secured the All-Pro Team honors for mid.
Are you kidding me? They are diving for the triple kill. Fnatic rule Europe.
Fnatic have done it.
And by summer, it became clear that 2018 was Fnatic's year. G2 had to qualify for Worlds through the gauntlet, and as the 3rd seed, expectations for the team were lower than ever. And maybe that's what Perkz needed, because once G2 arrived, it seemed like he was unstoppable. And in a quarterfinal against one of the tournament's favorites, even though no one expected him to win, Perkz showed up.
Now the world ended from Perkz will buy some time, but it may not be enough. Perkz may give the first death up. Whoa, he turns it back around on the Corsa in a 1v3. Manages to get the kill. Now here comes Wadid. The Abyssal Voyage Devour keeps the captain alive. The man in the mid lane for G2 Esports at 5-0 has already killed
G2's winning
now
this.
Jankos is turning it back around. Defensive flash from Uzi. Teleport's coming down.
Comes
Let's Perkz. Find out. Perkz blows up RNG and G2 win the fight. The mid lane should fall maybe. No, there's the engage. Death sentence onto the cannon creep delivers a perfect play. GA.
Uzi's down.
But with Uzi down, it's all on Xiaohu. Xiaohu's running for the Perkz. Perkz has found him. Perkz goes golden with the hourglass. They may have just done it.
G2 have just dismantled RNG and they're gonna make their way to the semi-finals!
G2 Esports will find another kill, will tear open the base, and Busan is cheering and screaming and crying. The underdogs reign supreme at Worlds 2018. When expectations were at their lowest, the G2 dynasty will be defined by taking down RNG.
11 kills, 0 deaths, 4 assists. With his back up against the wall in Game 5 against Royal Never Give Up, Perkz showed that he belonged among the best mids in the world. Though G2 lost in the semifinals to eventual winners Invictus Gaming, there was another European team who went even further, Fnatic. And Fnatic's star player, who took home the most Player of the Game awards at the tournament, was about to go from adversary to ally. The news that Caps would join G2 and Perkz would swap to AD carry was a shock to the European scene.
But for you, I guess it's like the end of the world if you get stopped out.
I hear so many excuses from any carry players who can't play the carry.
Yeah. It's just the funnel guy.
I think...
Try playing bot lane and see how it feels.
Yeah, actually.
And Perkz, now jokingly calling himself Umayan, his solo queue alter ego, proved that he could dominate even in his second role.
Umayan is not really what it is, or what it even means, or where it comes from, but it's what it represents. And it represents the new age, new generation, so to say, of bot lane. Well, actually I got it from the random name generator, in case you guys are wondering.
G2 coasted to a 13-5 regular season finish and were undefeated in playoffs. In their final sweep against Origin, they played the fastest best of 5 in the region's history, with an average game duration of under 25 minutes. G2 were back. G2 were dominant, and expectations were higher than ever.
The way in which they won this final, the way in which they look so dominant, all eyes are now on G2. All eyes are looking at this European superstar roster to see how they will compete against the best around the world.
But was this dominance real, or just another European illusion? Could Perkz and G2 actually defeat international competition, or was this just another vacation waiting to happen?
The gap be damned! Champions can fall, gods can bleed. Where were you when the West rose up to conquer champions? G2 Esports eliminates SK Telecom. North America face Europe at the MSI Finals.
It was real dominance. And after their rough group stage at MSI, G2 took down SKT 3-2 before destroying Team Liquid in the fastest international best of 5 ever.
No double isn't there. The slow is there on a Tom Kench. He can eat for a little bit, but he's going to be knocked up. And here comes the TVs from everyone else. They try to buy some time, but Corey J is going to die yet again. No TV for doubles instead. It's Swain here, and the Gangplank as well. The barrels come in, but there's no chain. He's going to flash back to safety. The knockup coming in. They're going to get yet another one. A double kill for Perkz. No death just yet. Impact's had a runaway. Slowed down now by Cash. Fine's going to come in. Shockwave finds a bit of damage, but no kills just yet. It's 2 for G2 and make it a third. They will not be stopped as they push through to the mid lane. There is no chance TL comes back from this. They're already on to the Nexus turrets. This is what peak League of Legends looks like, and it comes from Europe. A world record. G2 Esports 3-0 will win MSI 2019.
It was Europe's first MSI win. From a historical perspective, this is uncharted territory in League of Legends. Role swaps have happened, but never had a role swapping player carry just as hard as before.
They went to the phase of denial. They refused to believe that the mid laner went to bot lane and started smacking them left and right. But he could just see it from the first get-go, right? So
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know he could. I know he could see it from the first get-go. So.
But more than that, Perkz' approach to AD carry actually changed the way that many ADCs viewed the role. He popularized champions like Yasuo in the position, and even top Koreans admitted that Umayan was teaching them about League of Legends.
그리고 G2한테 다전대에서 졌는데 비욘딜의 가능성도 되게 넓게 봤고요. 그다음에 변칙적인 픽 탑파이크 같은 약간 그 LCK에서는 그렇게 써먹은 것 같진 않고요. 근데 이제 다른 롤드컵에 온 뒤로 이제 다른 나라 선수들이 이제 비욘딜 같은 것도 쓰고 되게 변칙적인 픽을 많이 하니까 이제 그거를 되게 잘 대처하는 것 때문에 좀 더 좋은 것 같아요.
Now, European fans could dare to hope that Perkz was the player they had been waiting for. That G2 who rolled through the 2019 summer split to finish 15-3 and whose complete roster was literally the all-pro team that split was the team that could bring home the biggest prize in League of Legends. After some nail-biting series against Fnatic, Perkz had his 6th domestic championship, and G2 were on their way to Worlds. And they got off to a great start, tying for first in their group with Korean powerhouse Griffin.
Side, and that's gonna do it. G2 from start to finish, absolute dominance. Cloud9 were able to fight back, but G2 held onto the lead. They'll close out the game and they look for that match versus Griffin at the end of the day.
C9 unable to play spoiler as G2 rolls on. They move to 5-0 and are now 1 game away from having the first 6-0 in group stage ever for a European team.
A lost tiebreaker saw them come out second, but they took it in stride, slaying Titan after Titan.
And as they move in and as they close the game, they will knock Don1 Gaming out of the tournament, and G2 will move on to the semifinals for the MSI rematch versus SKT, the last of the LCK versus the last of the LEC.
Give me your final words for SKT next week.
Yeah, I think Perkz should be scared because Clubs is coming.
They can't do it! This is it! The greatest team in the history of League of Legends, taken down by the greatest team Europe has ever produced! FPX, get ready! G2 is heading to Paris!
Perkz was in the World's Grand Finals, but in the end, their opponents from China, FunPlus held back the tides of history.
Four from FunPlus Phoenix.
FPX are headed straight for that Nexus, and it's only Wonder and Perkz left standing.
FunPlus Phoenix are looking to silence the haters and stun the world with their own style of League of Legends. They are pushing onto the Nexus. The favorites of G2 in Paris did not stand a chance, and FunPlus, they've taken down the Nexus. They turn their attention to Wonder. Tian goes down. Perkz kills Kimgoon. The Nexus is being focused. It's going down, and FunPlus Phoenix are your world champions.
Yeah, I mean, it's like really hard to be optimistic right now. I'm gonna be really honest. Us having competition every single week, practicing at least 12 hours a day. Like, you guys can't even imagine how this feels. Like, I just want to be a human again. Yeah.
G2 didn't make any roster changes heading into 2020, but Perkz and Caps did shock the region one more time.
Well, wait, you want to go bottom?
Wait, and you want to go mid lane?
Well...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could, yeah.
And I think I could go bot lane.
Okay, well then... Wait, are we actually gonna do this?
I think we are. What's the worst that can happen?
And though Caps appeared to struggle with the adjustment, Perkz looked as good as he ever did in the mid lane.
Yeah, this is a little bit grim. Perkz is going to get knocked back, so Avidog is hoping for something, but the dash back through comes in, and Perkz will finish this one out, but does get the flash advantage. Big set ult. Oh, and that is team play right there from G2 Esports.
And in the first ever online finals, he became the only player in Europe to win 7 domestic titles.
G2 take 4, Caps goes legendary, and G2 are looking to die reckless on the fountain. G2 are inevitable, G2 are inescapable. Europe, G2 are your spring split champions as they take down the Nexus and claim in the end their 7th title, matching the record set by Fnatic. 7 titles for G2.
But whatever happens this year, whether G2 win another title in the summer or make history at Worlds, it almost doesn't matter. Perkz has already brought Europe to its highest point yet. He did it as a player who wasn't even sure they wanted to play professionally, but who understood that he had the potential to show an entire region what it could achieve. As Perkz rose, Europe followed. And in a new era when Korea isn't invincible, where some of the world's best players sit shoulder to shoulder, and where a breakthrough player from an unlikely country defined what it means to be exceptional, history will remember Perkz.
Hey dude, what's up?
Hey man, how's it going?
Alright, just wrapping up this edit.
That's great, that's great. So I'm gonna need you to add a line to it.
Why?
Perkz and Caps are switching back again.
It's Friday for the deadline, which goes out tomorrow.
Great job.